Okay, we're given an accompanying table. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the table. I'm going to open in Excel because I need my data before I can start anything else. So that's my first thing is I get the data, no matter however you want to do it, get that data copied over. And then once it's copied over, I always do double check to make sure it is a frequency distribution. So AutoSum, you should be getting a 1. If you don't even have one, you can stop. Now this asks us to use the range rule of thumb. Well, that just says the mean plus or minus 2 times the standard deviation. And so what we need to do is find the mean and standard deviation. So the formula for mean is x times p of x. And so I'm going to go down here in my Excel, and I'm going to do, let's see here, A2 times B2, and then I'm just going to carry that down and AutoSum. Now, that's my mean, but now I need my standard deviation. If you look at the formula for standard deviation, it's the sum of x minus mu squared times p of x. So I usually build this in parts, so I do x minus mu first. So that's A2 minus, now I need that C13 value, but if you put a dollar sign between them, the reason I did that is because now when I fill down, the first one will change. So when I fill down, usually you can see this each one of them goes 2, 3, 4. By putting the dollar sign, it won't change the 13, it just fixes it. So that's a nice little tool. And then I'm going to square this value. Obviously, you can do more than I did in each step. It's easier for me. And then I'm going to fill down again. And then finally, I'm going to times by p of x. Well, not 8. So then E2 times B2. Fill down, AutoSum. Now this isn't the answer, that's the variance. Now I'm going to take the square root. So F13. Okay, so those are my variances. So now the maximum value is mu plus 2 sigma. So that's 5.1 plus, 5.1 plus 2 times 1.7. And so it's 8.5. So I'm going to put an 8.5 here. As a note, I usually never round. I would usually actually do this. I would do C13 plus 2 times F14. But I did notice, this one worked here. I did notice, just if you have trouble and it comes up wrong, I did notice that they were rounding in theirs, and that will sometimes affect. This is the answer. I prefer the better answer. And still rounding it is 8.5. But I did notice that some of theirs was a little weird on that, and that sometimes you did have to pre-round or you didn't get their exact answer. So that's something they want to test. Send me the work, and I'm going to give you credit. Okay, so mu minus 2 sigma for the minimum value. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just copy these two values, but I'm going to change these to minus signs. Let's see here. I don't know what I just did there. That's F. And let's see, oh, because it moved the values. There we go. So you can see right here, this is where that matters. Is you can see that came up a little different. That wouldn't round up to 1.7, and I'm pretty sure they want 1.7. So just kind of a heads up. I don't really like that, but they're not perfect. So now, based on this result, is 1 in 10 girls? Well, yes, because 1 is outside these values. So pretty much what you're looking at is is your value within the limits. If you got an answer between 1.7, so about 2 births, up to 8.5, so 8, even 9 births, that's reasonable. But to get 1 or to get 10, to get those extremes would be considered